Hello there, everyone. Inside of here, this box is gigantic and pretty heavy. Inside of it is a weather radio. I found out about the Barnes & Noble listing for this radio from, I think, a couple of different people. One of whom made an unboxing video, I think, about this time last year. So I'll put a link to that one in the description, because I enjoyed watching it. But, yeah, this is the iLuv iMM183. And I believe there are two different versions of this radio. And Barnes & Noble is selling the more common version, which has a light backlight, and it does like a fade-in for all the sounds it plays, including the siren. Whereas the older version has a backlight that looks more like the Sangean CL-100, and it just starts, whoops, just knocked over the emergency radio back there. Anyway, the older version starts playing everything, including the siren, immediately as soon as it starts. Like, it basically starts playing it at full volume instead of slowly ramping up from pure silence like this one does. And this is actually the second one of these that I have tried out, because the first one came to me with a broken left speaker. Wow, look at the size of this box for the radio, and this is pretty heavy. The box is kind of yellowed, but that is to be expected, I guess, for a radio that hasn't even been manufactured in who knows how long. I saw there's a singular review of these things on barnesandnoble.com, and it was, I believe, from 15 years ago. So here it is, and I'm going to set this up on my desk up here. So let me reset the tripod. Oh yeah, and I'm not sure if I said this part already, but the one that I sent back, I don't even think it was worth trying to fix it. That's why I sent it back. And that is because even the volume wheels, or the volume and scrolling wheels, didn't seem to be responsive how they should be. And basically, I think it was just kind of a dud radio. I did think about trying to keep it and fix it myself, but who even knows if it was just a simple speaker issue. I can't get this open. I never like having to cut on the boxes themselves, because then you could damage it. Man, this is a lot harder than the other one. Okay, there we go. Okay, at the top we have the remote control. So I don't know what kind of battery this takes, but hopefully it's both not corroded and still containing a charge. I can find out by taking this out momentarily. Next we have the power adapter. go ahead and get this one plugged in. Oh, there's no hope of you seeing that. This outputs 10 volts, 2 amps, center positive. Oh, actually, let me get out the manuals before I risk tearing them. Oh yeah, and the antenna wire comes in here too. Now, the lack of an antenna, except for this wire, on this radio that I've heard about, doesn't really concern me because I am basically a major weather radio antenna guy, at least at this time that I'm trying to plan out how to make some more antennas. I will be trying to make videos on those as well. So anyway, I have no shortage of external antennas with which I can hook up this radio and get better reception. But I am going to start by using this one, just to see what it's like. Oh no, I got it all tangled up already. There we go. I just hung it up on a set of hooks that's above my desk here. And there it is. Here is the iLuv iMM183, which I already know what this looks like, thanks to my first failed unboxing. But anyway, let's get in the batteries, which I do have ready this time. Let me just check with the polarity. Yep, so as usual, the springs are for the negative terminals. Already accidentally turned it on. Whoa. Oh great, that turned on the computer. Okay, well anyway. Let's make sure you can see this, okay? So, should be plugged into the adapter now. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this sounds. The volume wheel is a bit slow on this one, and it is actually kind of glitching just like the other one. Let me make sure both speakers are working. Yes, they are, okay. At least there's that. Now, I found out on the other one, after I made the initial unboxing, that there's an equalizer on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on, or turn the equalizer up all the way. And let's change the channel. First, let's set up the time. Time sync. I don't know how to do time sync, so we're going to set this manually. Now, the scrolling wheels are definitely working better than the other one. It was jumping back and forth and not responding to a bunch of them in a row. I think it was just a dud. Okay, it is 6:12 p.m. Does it have a PM indicator? It does. All right. Let's go to my home station, WXJ53.
It was sunny and 79, wind west at 20, gusting to 26. At Cornelia, it was sunny and...
Sounds good. Now just to reduce the interference, actually, no, I can't even turn off the computer without turning it on, and I don't want to have to type in my password on camera. Well, I guess I could just pause the camera. Okay, computer is off now. So let's check the reception without the interference from the computer. Which wasn't even that bad in the first place.
Wind west at 8, gusting to 18. Elsewhere across the region, right. At Chattanooga, it
Sounds
was
very
mostly
nice.
sunny and 80. Wind west at 10, gusting to 21.
And it should be a lot more impressively loud than I had initially thought, thanks to both speakers being working on this one.
At Greenville, Spartanburg, it was sunny and 81. Wind west
yeah,
at
that
17,
hurts.
gusting to
wow,
31.
okay.
At Clemson, it was sunny and 70.
Now back to the menu. Counting code, let's just keep that on all for now. And first, let me do the siren level before I do the siren test. Whoa. Let's start with the alarm clock. That's loud, but that's not too loud. I really like the tones on this one. They're actually very similar to the Eton radios, but they're just slightly lower in pitch. And even though Etons are notoriously loud, I think this on high is even louder. So let's put this on high and do a siren test on high. It's kind of annoying that it glitches with the fade in and just kind of blasts at random times. Okay. Yep, it's on high. All right. Wow. This thing is amazingly loud. Hold on, let me get the Sangean CL-100. It's over here on the other side of the room. Going to grab its power cord so we can hear it at its maximum volume. Usually when radios with extra loud sirens are running on batteries, they aren't able to push out quite their maximum volume. And let's do a comparison. These radios are cool. They actually both fade in at the same time as well. Well, yeah. I think they both have a 5-second delay. Thankfully, the iLuv doesn't back out of the menu as quickly as the CL-100 does, or the Sangean. And is it on high? Actually, I don't remember if it's on high. Okay, here we go. Of course, I was holding my ears for that, but I could still tell that was insanely loud. This thing is really gonna make my radios just blast. I'm probably gonna keep it on my desk since there aren't any other radios over here except for the HH, which is actually surprisingly loud on its own anyway. Oh, it just backed me out of the menu. Alright, now defeat siren. I'm going to go through all these off camera except for the weekly test, which I will just turn on right now. Although that just happened yesterday. This actually came yesterday. But I was just way too tired to be able to do it. Or to do the video on it. Okay. Alright, there we go. That is it for the menu. It is a bit smaller of a menu than I would expect for something like this, but at least it's simple. So the display looks quite good. And these backlit buttons are pretty nice. The power button has its own light that comes on when you turn it on.
At Monroe, it was sunny. The temperature was 81. At Pickens,
And actually,
it
let's
was
just see
sunny
how this
and
sounds on other
79,
stations.
Wind west at 20, gusting to 26.
Oh, you can't. Apparently, you cannot go into the menu.
22. At Toccoa, it was sunny and 80. North and Central Georgia.
Okay, it's getting
For
good
this
reception on
afternoon and tonight,
KXI-22.
No hazardous weather is expected at this time. And now the extended outlook for the period Friday through Wednesday. Isolated. Wind west at 15 gusting was 81. Elsewhere around the region, at Athens, it was sunny and 82. Wind west at 12 gusting to 21.
Reception isn't the greatest on KEC80 over here, but this thing booms.
25. At Augusta, it was sunny and 87. Wind northwest.
Alright. Now, all this has besides weather band is FM, unfortunately. But let's just make sure it sounds good. Actually, I guess I should probably have figured out a way beforehand, or before making this video, to set up the FM transmitter with some copyright-free music. So as it is, I'm just going to play a few seconds of each station on here. Oh yeah, there is the aux mode. I think I have a cable over here. And again, I don't really have a good audio source for this. But what I can do is what's known as the thumb test. Actually, we can hear it already right there. So basically, an audio cable that's plugged into a speaker. As soon as you touch it, your body will, I forget whether it's a capacitive couple or an inductive couple, but your body will couple with it and pick up any kind of stray interference or radio emissions in the area, which are typically 60 hertz power line noise or noises. And we can hear that quite clearly on this radio. Okay. Stereo separation sounds good. Should be the right speaker now. And the left speaker now. Let me bring it up a bit closer to the camera. So here's the left speaker. And the right speaker. So yes, it's working just fine. Now then for FM radio. Nope, that's iPod. Actually, we do have an old iPhone with the wide charger port that I'm gonna see if I can get it to work on here. But I can't do that today. So here's FM. Wonder what the heck that is. Let's tune into the jazz station. Actually, first let's do the NPR
whether
station.
the sender is getting enough use.
It's pretty loud. As I was saying, this is the main NPR station around here. There are a lot of them, though, including actually the jazz station. It's an NPR affiliate.
WABE's Raul Bally has more from a special hearing at the state capitol on Thursday.
So this sounds great. Let's go to the jazz station now. Sounded good from what I heard just now. And it's getting fine reception on it, even with just its built-in wire. So, I think this is a pretty nice receiver for what it is. Actually, very nice. And I guess I could test the alarm. Let's see, you might have to press and hold the button. Oh, no, okay. You just press it and it says set up alarm, which is incorrect. It should say set up alarm. And it shows up there. That's the alarm 1 box, and I guess this is the alarm 2 box. Lock. Radio buzz. Oh, no, that's just too small for me to see. That's the iPod. You can do right iPod, left iPod, radio, or buzzer. So let's just test the buzzer. And you can have it go off daily, weekdays only, weekends only, and once. Let's just do it once. Oh, it's 6:25 now. Okay, now hopefully it's not going to blast us out. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover my ears just in case. I'm not sure what level it would be set to. I guess since it's in the siren test menu, it's the same as the siren level. So this could probably wake just about anyone, possibly even me. There actually have been times when I slept through my weather radio collection going off. Those were all when it was in the other room, the collection that is. I have slept through a few occasions where one radio... Oh, here it goes. Oh, no. Okay, then turn on the alarm. There's the button for it. It says 20. I guess that's the snooze time, maybe? Okay. So, as I was saying, there have been times when I slept through 1 or 2 weather radios in my room going off. The Sangean will wake me up, of course. And the 12519 does great at waking me up even when it's very quiet. I think that's just because of the distinctive sound that the siren has. It's a really attention-getting sound. I wish the 12991 and 993 and 996, for that matter. Here it goes. It's a very nice slow fade in. It's pretty loud. Okay, cool. Alright, it is back off, I believe. Why is it saying FM up there? Oh. Oh, it was turned on. I had the volume all the way down, and it just doesn't display the frequency up there. I don't know why it doesn't display the frequency down here when it wants to show the time on the big part. Anyway, okay, as I was saying, I wish the 1299X series was more common to find secondhand. One did pop up on eBay earlier today, but it's $56 plus tax. Now that is the best price that I've seen for one in a long time, but that's still an obnoxious price. So anyway, that is about it for the unboxing and setup of the iLuv iMM183 working edition. And also, I guess this is the newer edition because it has the bright screen as opposed to one that looks more like this. And it has the audio fade-in effect, which, as we heard in the siren menu, does glitch out sometimes, which is kind of annoying. Alright, thanks for watching.